Race has been a big issue in this campaign, and one of you is going to have to bridge a very wide and bitter gap. So how do you heal the divide? Secretary Clinton, you get 2 minutes on this.
Well,
I just feel like I need to speak on this because I really feel disheartened by it, and genuinely concerned, and it's emotional, honestly. Like, how in the world are we approaching things like this? You have 2 minutes to discuss how to heal a racial divide in our country. Why? Like, how is that conducive to anything? Like, how are we actually engaging in conversations? And like, I don't know, how do we step forward with this? How do we actually make progression on it? Because it's so devastating to feel our country feeling what it's feeling, honestly, and on every side. You know, it's just people are hurt, and how do we heal? How do we even engage in that? Is it the internet? Like, is it your news feeds? Is it, how do we engage in conversation? We never before in our history have we been able to be so connected to people online all over the world. And do we have an obligation from that? And how do we actually heal? I don't know how we heal this thing. I mean, so much, but this was about race. What do we do? I don't know, but how do we talk about it? And moving past screens and news feeds and the internet, which is of course beautiful, how do we move on from that when I'm standing next to you on the train platform or waiting for the bus? Or like, how do we actively talk to each other? I don't know, like, can we do that? And can we do that productively and consistently until we mutually and collectively feel like we have progress? Like, is that possible? Can we literally turn to one another? I don't know. I'm asking, it's just a question. We need to be okay admitting that we're prejudiced. And I think because so many people are hesitant to say that they, you know, are like racist or discriminate or this and that, but like, to say I'm not prejudiced, hell yeah, I'm prejudiced. And I think that's part of what we have to do as a society. If you want to even come from a white person, if you want to say white society, how do we acknowledge that we're like, when the conversation comes up, it's just like this, yo, I'm not racist, but like, are you prejudiced? And can we at least start there? And so if we start there, I don't know where we go. But I think it's a good place to start. And I guess the bottom line of this really is, how do we move past the soundbite? How do we move past the 2-minute answer that was eloquently written and eloquently thought out and premeditated? You know, like, how do we avoid this question and person with answer syndrome or sickness? Honestly, it's like, why can't we just admit that one person doesn't have the answer and they're not going to have the answer? And how do we not make it a collective dialogue? I mean, all of this doesn't make sense. And again, I don't know why I'm even doing this, but I feel that it's important to get these thoughts out and share them. And I think that's part of the beauty of the internet, and kind of what happens from there is, I don't know, maybe there's some use of it. But yeah, how do we not get lost in the sound bites, and how do we actually productively make a step forward? I don't think we're doing it through our mass media currently.